Hello guys and welcome to my kitchen. Today I'm going to be making rhubarb jelly, and it's from the juice of a bunch of rhubarb I just sliced and covered in sugar and then broke down and packaged into little individual frozen bags for me to make jams and jellies later on in the season. You can use this juice to make any number of things. And in this video, I am going to be using it to make rhubarb jelly. So here we go. I got 5 cups of the sugar and rhubarb sauce mix. When you're making rhubarb, you'll get any number of an amount of liquid when you do this. This rhubarb happened to be very wet. Give me lots, so I'm going to make something out of it. You can, if you only get like a cup or two of juice out of your rhubarb when you're doing the freezing it and the sugar method that I do, you can save up your cups, freeze them in pint jars so that the jar is only partially full. Save up all your cups till you get to 4 or 5 cups, even 6 cups. You can do up to 6 cups of this. And if it's 4, 5, or 6 cups of the rhubarb juice, you can add one of my 8-ounce cans of pectin that I teach you to make in another video, because I use all home canned apple pectin. I don't use any store-bought pectin for any of my jams and jellies. I make all my pectin myself. So you can just add whether 4, 5, or 6 cups of the juice. You can just add one of my 8-ounce cans and make it the way I'm going to make it from here on out. So I'm going to add my 8-ounce can. I'm going to add 3 tablespoons lemon juice. I don't need to add any more sugar. And then did I say 8-ounce pectin? Probably did. They're going to make fun of me in the video in the editing room. But yes, there we go. Just 3 ingredients. The rhubarb, the pectin, and the lemon juice. Let's get this on the stove and get it boiling. Alright, it's been on a slow boil. I always like to keep all of my jams and jellies, especially when using this natural pectin. I like to keep them on a lower heat as I boil them. It helps with the prevention of burning, because when you've got the natural pectin, it will heat up faster, it will boil down faster, and it will thicken faster than you think. It takes a lot of boiling to get it there, but when I say it thickens faster than you think, it goes from the almost syrup stage to the jelly stage really quick. I know that with the store-bought pectin, you bring it up to a boil, you pour it in, you boil it for another minute, you turn it off, and then it all sets. With this, though, it's all chemical reactions that happen. The pectins from apples, like I'm using, or peach, peach pectin works great also. I just prefer apple pectin. I do use peach pectin, but I prefer apple pectin when I'm doing certain things that have no pectin quantity in them whatsoever. Like if I'm doing rhubarb like I am here, I prefer to use the apple just because the apple is a little bit better, takes a little less boiling as a thickening agent than the peach does. And you just gotta make sure you supervise and stir. Another thing about using all natural pectin is you do end up with less jams and less jellies when you use the natural, because you have to boil out all the water before the pectin can even start thickening and working. So you will end up with less quantity of product. But for us, we don't mind. We prefer to go this way because we do not like any sort of chemicals whatsoever. And they say, oh, I mean, you can buy natural pectins, you can get natural pectins, I guess. I've never gone out of my way to look for them. I've never tried to use them. I've always, when it comes to my jams and jellies, just preferred to go straight for the apple pectin. It's what my grandmother used. It's what my great-grandmother used. I saw it used a lot when I was a child. When I started learning jams and jellies, and started looking into using them, that's how I found our Half Acre Homestead, Miss Wolfie. I found her channel looking for a video on making natural pectins, because that's what my grandmother and great-grandmother used. Was they always just boiled apple skins and boiled down the water of the apple skins and got pectin and then made jams and jellies. Most of the time my grandma and great-grandma, they just always froze all their vegetables or fruits and then made the jams and jellies by the jar as they needed them, and they always would make a batch and then it would fill up a whole pint, sometimes 2 pints, a lot of times just a pint and like a half to 3/4 of a pint, and they just made their jams and jellies as they need them. I've got lots of friends who actually just bring me fruits, like the rhubarb here. They just bring me fruit, and then as I make rhubarb, they get half of the product that comes out at the end, because they provided the fruit and I provide everything else, and then we split when they bring me things like rhubarb. Other times I have family when we go home to my hometown where my mother lives. We have family up there who's got lots of rhubarb plants, and when I get from them, it's all my rhubarb, and I can then turn around and sell 100% of the product that comes out of that. But this here is a friend, so we'll end up splitting it. She and her family like the pumpkin flavor, because when this is done, it ends up being more like a rhubarb crisp jelly, because it's got the cinnamon and sugar and cloves and ginger. It's got all the spices in it from pumpkin pie spice. Anyways, enough of me blabbering for a while. We're just going to let this keep boiling, and as you can see, I stir it about every 45 seconds, and I stir it for about 45 seconds. And that's all I do. I don't walk away too far, because otherwise it will burn. Alright, I'll bring you back when this, because right now this is just pure juice. Even if I pulled it off at this moment, it wouldn't even be pancake syrup. It's too thin even for pancake syrup. So this is going to keep boiling for a while. I can tell you that as of my timer here, this has been boiling for 35 minutes. I start the timer when it starts boiling. I don't need to keep track of it, it's just habit. I always keep track of it on my timer. I've seen some jams and jellies, depending upon water content, take as much as 1 hour in boiling or more. Like an hour and 20 some minutes I had one time for it to boil down all the way. For me, it doesn't bother me. I don't mind it. It's a positive for us. Oh no! I have an Amber Alert on my phone. We'll be back. Hi guys. We are at 52 minutes. We're pretty much almost right where we want to be. This is a great stage. This is the foaming stage. It happens especially in jams and jellies that have the fruit has no pectin count, but the pectin is added like I did with the apple pectin here. This foaming is showing me the chemical reaction going on between the pectin and the lemon juice we added. Oh, that's beautiful. It's almost done. It's just a little bit liquidy. Just needs a little bit longer, not much. It's so beautiful. There we go. See? It's 30 seconds and it's already gone from one stage to the next. You can see even how the bubbles are now starting to become a darker foam color and not such a light foam color. And when we stir it down, all this happens, like I said, the switch happens so quickly between not jelly and jelly when it comes to these kind of jams and jellies. You see how now it's already starting to slowly form? See that? How as it slides around on the spoon, it creates a sheeting, thick action. You see that slow, connected drip as it comes off? It's ready. And we're going to turn it off. And let it be. Let it sit for about 5 minutes. And then we will put it in our jars and process it. Alright guys, it's been a little bit more than 5 minutes. I got distracted, got busy doing things. I want to show you how to tell whether or not this has become a jelly. I can tell you right now just by looking at it, it has, and I picked it up and moved it. So let me show you. See how it's slow and syrupy? And it'll actually, on the edges, it'll look like it's creating a edged bubble. And then it sticks to the bottom like that. That is a sure sign that this has become the jelly you want. And see how as it rolls back, it doesn't roll back smooth, it creates a bubbled edge. See that? It looks like pancake syrup. We give it 12 hours in its jar and it'll set into a nice solid jelly. Alright, let's get this in our jars and ready to go. And there we have it, 3 jars and a little. This will go in my fridge. Well, this has been in my fridge. But these have been sitting for 24 hours because I wanted you to see this. That is how good natural pectin is. So yes, natural pectin does work just as well as that store-bought. And remember, all this was that rhubarb sugar juice. And I got 3 8-ounce jars and literally just a little. But that'll make a couple of sandwiches and then 3 8-ounce jars. Alright, I hope you liked that video, and if you enjoyed it, give me a thumbs up and leave a comment down below letting me know what other kinds of things you'd like to see me make. Alright everyone, we'll see you in the next one, and remember, stay positive. Bye!